You're watching the ACC on ESPN, and we welcome you to sold-out Cameron Indoor Stadium tonight in Durham. Number 3 Duke, who's won 10 straight, 7 of them by 20 or more in the first of 2 regular season meetings with the Miami Hurricanes. With Corey Alexander, West Durham, great to have you with us. The college basketball story of the last 72 hours and change, Corey, has been freshman sensation Cooper Flagg, who on Saturday set an ACC rookie record with 42 points.
How about an encore? Yeah, we want some more. Cooper Flagg has put on a show. For the 3rd time, he has swept the ACC honors, not only Rookie of the Week, but also Player of the Week. His 3 times is a record for a freshman to do so, and doing it consecutive weeks is the first time it's ever happened in ACC history.
He is top 10 in 5 core categories in the ACC as he begins play tonight against Miami. But this is a different Duke team tonight. John Shire indicating yesterday, at least for right now and for the next couple of weeks at least, no Malik Brown in the Blue Devil lineup, Corey.
Which changes their defense. Malik Brown, one of the best in the ACC. A season ago, led the ACC in steals at Syracuse. Now is the anchor for the Blue Devils defensively, coming off the bench, but is a difference maker they'll have to do without for the foreseeable future.
Hurricanes and Blue Devils. Clarence Armstrong puts the ball in the air, and away we go. Miami's got a freshman, Austin Schwartz. He'll run the offense. Lynn Kidd and Kaman Malawach inside. Kidd tried to dump it inside, turned it over on a pass for Brandon Johnson. Sion James and the Blue Devils on the attack offensively. Malawach for Proctor. Knipple for James. Now Proctor with 13 to shoot. Skip pass. James thought about it. Back for Knipple. Layup good.
WD, the Miami Hurricanes scouted. They felt as though Duke would come out with a lob play on the first possession. They didn't get the lob, but they did give up a layup early. So give the Hurricanes credit for not allowing what Duke normally does. However, going to have to be tougher on the interior.
Bethea from deep. Miss Badley on the 3. Flagg his first rebound. Here's Proctor. Malawach.
So a play later, they get exactly what Miami was expecting. And that's the way Kaman Malawach attacks the basket. He is a tremendous presence on the interior for the Blue Devils. Normally starts off the game with a powerful dunk.
Here's Matthew Cleveland for Brandon Johnson, the transfer from East Carolina. Now Schwartz to the basket and scores. Austin Schwartz, a freshman from Concord, North Carolina. A couple of North Carolinians on this roster. Schwartz and Johnson both in the starting lineup tonight for interim head coach Bill Courtney. Miami's on the floor, losing 5 straight, 12 of their last 13. Proctor tees up a 3. Malawach and Kidd battle for it, and finally Johnson collects it. Couple minutes in, Blue Devils by a basket.
You see early, Miami wants to feed Lynn Kidd. They feel as though he can have his way against the 7-footer. Of course, the experience of Lynn Kidd allows him to be one of the best in the ACC, especially in the painted area, shooting 65% from the field.
Yep. Kidd averaging 11 and a team-high 7.5 rebounds a game for Miami. Flagg, who was 11 of 14 from the floor on Saturday. Missed with a hand, follow-on shot good.
And that's another area of Cooper's game that people underestimate. This quick second jump. He knows where it's coming off, and before the other defenders even recognize it, he's already in the air, tipping in his own miss.
Here goes Cleveland on the drive and rejected. My goodness.
Kaman Malawach getting the job done. As a decoy, you have to tag him on the interior. You don't want to leave and allow him to get an easy dunk. So it allows Knipple to be able to get an easy one as Knipple picks off the inbounds pass.
Lost a handle on the dribble. Last touch by the Blue Devils. Turnover in transition.
And here's the other action when you consider Malawach's ability to roll to the rim and Bill Courtney's initial response. We talked about this, guys. We scouted it. They knew exactly what was going to happen and still allowed it to go down.
Here's Kidd about 16 feet away, knocks down the jump shot. Lynn Kidd's got 4 of Miami's first 6, Corey.
Yeah, strong start for Lynn Kidd. And again, if you're Duke, you're expecting Miami's best effort. Coming into this building, Duke gets everyone's best shot. And it's been a great start already for Lynn Kidd and the Hurricanes.
James, flag here at the top. Skip for Knipple, triple from the corner. Got it. Knipple's got 5. Duke by 3.
WD. You know, the Cooper flag, you've heard that he scored 42 points the other day, right?
Right.
Did you know he had a career-high 7 assists?
Here's Kidd on the jump hook. Lynn Kidd, who had only averaged 7 points in his last 3 games, has got 6.
Lynn Kidd is about his business. He is not kidding around. No pun intended. Actually, it was.
Yeah, it was. Knipple another one. And the rebound for Johnson. Miami going to see if they can find an alley in transition. Duke gets back nicely. Here's Johnson at 3 at the front. And Malowacz the rebound. Flag. Proctor on the left side. On the drive. And couldn't follow it. Staten McCray was there defensively. The junior from Delray Beach is coming in wearing a number 11 jersey for Miami. Here's Brandon Johnson. And the 3 bounds out. Miami's gotten decent looks.
Yeah, 2 good looks for Brandon Johnson. That's one of the things Bill Courtney talked to us about. They're going to need him to step up and make some shots.
Rattle out 3. And that'll get us to a timeout. Almost 5 minutes in, Duke by a point.
Great action to start it off. Cooper Flagg being a playmaker, facilitator, finding Knipple, who knocks down the corner 3. But on the other end, Lynn Kidd not kidding around here in Cameron Indoor.
Well, we welcome those of you that have watched the second event of the TGL tonight with Corey Alexander, West Durham. We're at Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham, and almost 5 minutes into this first half, number 3 Duke, who's won 10 straight, has a 1-point lead on Miami, Corey.
And of course, all eyes on Cooper Flagg, coming off an ACC freshman record, 42 points on Saturday last time out, already about his business early in the first 5 minutes. 2 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. So continuing to stuff the stat sheet as he's done all season long.
James, Proctor, and have come off the floor. Mason Gillis is checked in with Caleb Foster, and a Blue Devil turnover frees Cleveland for a soft runner. And out of bounds, it will stay. Going to go to the Blue Devils. The Miami starting lineup brought to you by Cheez-Its. And of course, Matthew Cleveland, a part of that. The senior from Atlanta, of course, started his college career at Florida State. And he's joined by Matthias Schwartz, Johnson, and Lynn Kidd, who's off to a terrific start, but is on the bench after picking up his first foul a moment ago.
Yeah, Lynn Kidd has been a focal point of the offense for the Hurricanes to start this game. They feel as though they have an advantage there.
Knipple 3. Knipple with 8. Very quickly.
But Miami coming out in a zone on that possession, and dangerous to play zone against this Duke Blue Devil team, especially with Knipple on the floor.
Substitutions across the board here. Kyrie Huey has come on the floor for the first time this year for Miami, wearing number 15. There he is, transfer from Idaho State, playing against Malowacz, missed with the jump hook. Huey had a long healing return off a preseason hand injury and sees his first action tonight. Flag baseline. Skip out for Gillis's 3. 3 threes for the Blue Devils and a Bill Courtney timeout.
John Shire made it very clear to us earlier today. It's important to have Cooper Flagg on the floor with shooting around him. We've seen examples of why over the last 2 possessions.
Welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Duke leads Miami 15-8. Duke is without Malik Brown, who's out for a significant stretch, a key piece of everything that the Blue Devils are doing. John Shire called him the connector for this team. The toughness is so important that he brings, and they're trying to find a way to replace that. He's going to be out, and someone else has to step up in his absence, especially on defense, fellas.
And Myron, you know very well, you can't what Malik Brown does. You can only try to find something new. And I believe that's the call for the Blue Devils throughout this game. Let's find something new as you see Pat Gungba coming in for Kamran Malawach. Gungba, a highly talented freshman, but still getting his feet wet in the college game. But his minutes will increase with no Malik Brown available for the Blue Devils.
It's interesting, two of the guys John Shire specifically mentioned. Here's Gillis, he's the other one. And a three from Mason Gillis. He's got 6 off Shire's bench in a hurry.
But here's the thing, WD, the key for the Hurricanes was make sure that they had the tag man. That means someone has to get over and be in contact with the roller to the rim. That's going to open up opportunities on the perimeter. And Duke right now sharing the basketball extremely well, finding the shooters.
Foster for flag. There's an extra pass. Knipple again. 11 for Con Knipple. Bill Courtney needs another timeout. It's a 12-0 run by the Blue Devils. And now they've got a 13-point advantage. Duke is roaring here at home. It's 21-8. The Blue Devil bench, early action. Mason Gillis has knocked down some threes.
And the run, the 12-0 run has been consistent of all threes as Chris Carrawell, former ACC Player of the Year, who got his first win at SMU earlier this year as a head coach, tapping John Shire on the leg. Good to be with you, my guy. Yeah. Letting him know, hey, we talked about this in shoot-around. We talked about this in pregame, and we're getting exactly what we want on the floor.
Corey, the collaboration of this basketball team. Myron just mentioned the Malik Brown injury. Duke has been good defensively. They're ascending offensively?
They're absolutely ascending offensively because they have a playmaker who is getting comfortable. Cooper Flagg continues to deliver the basketball to his teammates, making plays. But more importantly, Mason Gillis stretches the floor. His ability to shoot the basketball, his leadership. You're talking about a young man who played in the national championship game last season. Provides that shooting. He may play some 5 tonight for the Blue Devils.
The fan kicks for Cleveland. Joe Bay. Now the freshman Schwartz. Cleveland with 10 to shoot. Back for Paul Joe Bay. Oh, nice pass. Lynn Kidd, the dunk. He's got 8 of Miami's 10.
But that's the difference when you see Gungba on the floor in comparison to Kamran Malawach. Malawach is starting to get comfortable. He would have actually tried to recover and block that dunk attempt by Lynn Kidd. Gungba is much more of an offensive threat than Malawach is at this point, but defensively, he's not standing the same test.
Cooper Flagg has 1 field goal so far in this first half. Lost it on the way up against Kidd, slapped it out of bounds into the Miami bench.
Miami getting the basketball in this inside as you crack the paint, but no one there. That's Con Knipple has to come down and take away that opportunity. Gungba did his job by cutting off the drive. That's one Knipple has to get down and take away that opportunity for Lynn Kidd.
11-point lead for the Blue Devils. Joe Bay to work. A Miami team, by the way, that's 4th in the ACC in field goal percentage. A good, talented offensive team, Corey. But they get overrun seemingly in stretches of 7 to 12 minutes in each game.
Well, the struggle for Miami is going to be on the defensive end of the floor, as you see Bill Courtney continuing to try to establish Lynn Kidd on the block.
The foul was on Gungba as we go to break at Cameron. Shots from the floor on a 12-2 run in the last 3 minutes, Corey. And oh, by the way, they have held Miami to just 5 of their first 13 shots.
Well, and again, it's really been all about Lynn Kidd. Whatever he's been able to get going offensively, outside of that, another turnover for the Hurricanes. And how about the Blue Devils putting pressure on the underneath out-of-bounds play? No one open. Ends up being a dead ball turnover for Miami.
So Sion James brings it front court. You see Flagg now, the team leader in 5 categories. Top 10 in the ACC in all 5, by the way. Here's James, a triple. And he rings the bell. Flagg another assist on the 12th 3 of the year for Sion James.
But Cooper Flagg attracts so much attention. You see the entire Miami defense when he gets the basketball collapsing, opening up passing lanes for him. He's a willing passer. He's a facilitator. He's going to make the right play. You almost have to force him to be a scorer. Go get another 42.
Caleb Foster. Here's Flag. Nice pass. Gungba the catch. Couldn't finish at the rim. Joe Bay tries to get Miami in a transition out. Trying to go to Kidd. He and Gungba really battling at the block. Bethea. Now for Schwartz. 10 to shoot for Cleveland against Caleb Foster. Here's Schwartz. Joe Bay bumped and fouled by Flag. First on Cooper Flag, second on the Blue Devils.
WD on the offensive end of the floor. Watch Cooper Flag as he gets into the painted area. The entire Miami defense seems to be there waiting for him. It's an easy pickings for Cooper. He knows where his guys are going to be spotted because they space the floor so well. He knows he's going to have his options. That time it was Sion James.
Kidd caught in a double team. Almost threw it away. James deflected. Schwartz the catch and can't finish. Trying to get the outlet to Flag. Bethea hustle play in the backcourt to keep Duke from being able to sprint the floor. And the held ball will still go to the Blue Devils. And Bill Courtney at 54 years of age. Alexandria, Virginia, terrific player in the Patriot League at Bucknell and a coaching journey.
My man BC let us know earlier today the hits keep coming. Oftentimes he goes out into games and doesn't even know who's going to be available to play. They're playing without a true point guard. Of course, Nigel Pack out. And the backup, Divine is out as well. And so not sure when Divine will get back. And again, the hits keep on coming. And the biggest hit having to come here and play against this team. Not at full strength.
18-2 run, the latest dagger from Isaiah Evans. Showtime slams on the board. Here's Kidd against Gungba, reverses and scores. 10 first-half points for Len Kidd.
But here's the thing, WD, if you have to work that hard to get a bucket,
right,
Duke will live with that. Twos aren't going to hurt them, especially when they continue to make threes on this end of the floor.
Evans thought about it. Flag for James. Here's Evans again. This one a little deeper. Rimmed out. Bethea the rebound. Miami trailing by 15. Schwartz cuts it loose out of the corner and it rattles in.
That's the way Schwartz got on the floor early in this season for Miami, shooting the basketball. And again, a capable scorer from beyond the three-point arc, forced to play the point guard position right now without their two primary point guards available.
Yeah, Nigel Pack's been done since December 10th, Corey. And he's missed the last 6. And no timetable for the return as Evans bombs home another one.
Let me tell you what you cannot do.
Leave him open.
You can't, no, and not even open. You can't close out short. Right. Slim is going to let it fly. You know what he's in there for. He is absolutely going to let it fly when he gets his opportunities. He doesn't even have to have an opportunity to let it go.
Turned over on a deflection by James. Flag into the front court. Here's Sion James to the basket. Cleveland, a good job defensively in the recovery from Miami. Bethea, step in 2 at the left is good.
That's a guy that Miami needs to get more production from. An All-American, McDonald's All-American freshman, Jalil Bethea, had a conversation with them pregame. Let them know, hey, look, these are the guys you played against your entire life. Nothing new for you, and we'd love to see him be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Flag right to Johnson in the basket.
One person we never have to worry about being aggressive is Cooper Flag, but it's not always to score. Everything he does is aggressive, whether it's going to get a bucket, whether it's attacking the paint and making the right play, going after an offensive board, whatever it may be. Cooper Flag is going to be aggressive, attacking the rim, getting to the free throw line where he was 16 of 17 in his historic performance on Saturday.
Flag for the three-point trip. Corey, the thing about Flag is the respect level of his teammates. It's remarkable. This guy's been playing 16 tonight's his 17th college game, and yet he is a leader of this basketball team.
He absolutely is, but it's partly because he plays so hard and he works so hard. Everyone respects a guy that works hard, but Cooper's also vocal. He's been that way for a very long time. He's used to being kind of the leader of the pack, regardless as to who he's amongst. He's the guy that everyone looks up to.
Well, and in the case tonight, he's been as much an assist as a scorer, and Duke's got a 16-point lead. Well, Cooper Flagg's done so much, Corey. We went old school, went 32-bit video game here.
He plays like a throwback, so we may as well throw it back. And you talk about back when he was 17 years old, and he was putting up good numbers.
Right.
But how about once he turns 18? Look at these numbers, WD. 24.4 a game. Of course, the ACC record, single-game freshman record, 42 points. Happened to throw out 7 assists in the same game, a career-high 7 assists for him, and picking up his 3rd sweep of the ACC Rookie of the Week and Player of the Week award.
Black's got 5 assists. Duke's got 11 assists on 12 made baskets here in this first half, and building this 16-point advantage. A.J. Staten-McCray is a transfer from Samford. This is Lynn Kidd going to work. He's been Miami's best offensive weapon. And left that on the iron. Easiest rebound of the night for Common Malawach.
And that's all you can do for Malawach is be big on the interior, make it difficult for Lynn Kidd, not allowing him to get good looks. Lynn Kidd can make tough shots. And he's shown that here already tonight.
Mason Gillis has made it happen tonight, Corey.
He really has. And Cody Kimball, associate head coach for Miami, talked to us about what they had to limit. It was the dunks and the lobs from Duke, which of course gets this crowd going here on the interior, and also not turning the basketball over.
How about this? Ooh.
Good. Fortunately, that rim has a little give in it, WD. Yeah. Malawach with some force on that possession. And one of the things Jon Scheyer talked to us about was he believes Malawach is ready to play more minutes. And so with Malik Brown out, they will have him on the floor for longer stretches than he's played throughout this year. A career-high 19 points for him.
How about Con Knueppel? He's into double figures now. 13 first-half points for Con Knueppel. Blackman transferred from Stetson. He was a terrific player last year on a team that went to the NCAA tournament out of the Atlantic Sun. 6 to shoot. Long 3 for Schwartz. Bangs off the iron. Evans runs it down. Gillis. Here's Proctor. 20-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Gillis out of the corner. The hits keep coming tonight for the Blue Devils.
We watched Mason Gillis and Sion James work out before shoot-around today.
Yep.
And Mason Gillis was locked in. He understands how his role will increase without Malik Brown, and showing Jon Scheyer to be an expert by getting him on the floor even more.
Schwartz a step back 3. Rebound Malawach. Duke is now 9 of 13 from behind the line. And that ball got slapped away. Staten-McCray touched it last.
But watch how the Blue Devils share the basketball. You see Con Knueppel finding Mason Gillis in the corner, but the bench reacting. And again, this is what you love to see. A team that cheers for each other is happy to watch each other's success, even when your best player's on the bench standing up cheering on his teammates.
Knueppel, Malawach! Wow! Oh my goodness! I'm not sure if it wasn't going in on Con's lob, Corey.
It may have been going in. However, Malawach with great hands and the ability to be able just to guide that in the basket. I'm not even sure we need to call that a dunk. It was very finesse.
Out front, long 3, rattles out for Blackman. Another rebound from Malawach.
But it's tough shot after tough shot on the offensive end for Miami, while the Blue Devils are getting exactly what they want on the offensive end.
Knueppel into traffic, little scoop and score. Another Miami timeout. 14-0 run by the Blue Devils. 44-17 at Cameron. in this first half. All right, Kevin, thanks very much. Good to see Coach and Sean on for the ride tonight. Final 4 minutes here at Cameron. It's been all Duke.
But look how far now Malawach is making Lynn Kidd have to catch the basketball away from the basket. Beautiful move by Kidd, but trying to get to the rim and finish before the shot blocker can catch up.
Knipple leading the Blue Devils in scoring in this first half. Proctor is scoreless. Showtime Slim rolls off. Evans, who has hit 2 threes in the first half, has missed his last 2. Here's Brandon Johnson. They've only got 7 other points, Corey, beside Lynn Kidd's 10 points in this first half.
But here's the thing, WD, you can't run plays against Duke. Look at the switch. You got a 7-footer going out switching, 25 feet away from the basket. Great job by Johnson coming in and getting the offensive rebound. But you got to have some guys that can absolutely just break down a defender, get into the painted area, create an opportunity for themselves or their teammates. And without having those type of guys, it's going to be difficult to beat the Blue Devils, especially coming into this building.
Use it or lose it for John Shire here with 3:07 to go. Don't forget, coming up next, our doubleheader continues. West Coast primetime tonight. Boog Sciambi and Jay Will standing by at McHale Center in Tucson for number 25 Baylor and Arizona tonight.
And you see Arizona starting to get back to where we expected them to be early in the season on a 6-game winning streak now. Undefeated in conference play. Caleb Love's performance is going back to what we saw of him a year ago when he was Pac-12 Player of the Year. So the Arizona Wildcats trending upward.
Don't forget our buddy Dickie V is giving away a BMW 4 Series convertible. And for tickets and a chance to be part of the Vital Raffle, it's simple. Go to v.org/Vital Raffle. It's the 2025 Dick Vitale car raffle.
My God,
Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota in early May.
My God, Dickie V switching it up. It used to be a Mercedes.
Yeah.
You were always going to drop the top. But now the 20th year of his gala, switch it up to the Beamer right now. I respect that.
One of the magical events on the basketball calendar every year. Knipple out of the corner. 4th 3 of the half. Knipple's got 18.
And you know that freshman record that Cooper Flagg set 3 days ago?
Yes, sir, I do.
Con Knipple might be making a run at that here. Already 18 in the first half.
Yeah. Cleveland. Kidd, the jump shot over Gumba is good. A dozen for Lynn Kidd. But the hill is already very steep for the Canes.
And for the record, Duke is a better second half team.
That's right.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out when you consider that they will not take their foot off the gas pedal on the defensive end of the floor. That's what John Shire has this year. Oh,
Flag almost completed this pass.
But here's the thing. It was the right play. Tyrese Proctor was just expecting for Cooper to shoot the basketball, so he's already sprinting back on defense. Had he stayed spacing the floor, he would have got a wide open 3-point field goal opportunity, which of course has been great for the Blue Devils here tonight. Con Knipple knocking down, I believe, 5 of them on his own. He's almost outscored the Hurricanes by himself.
Yep. Blackman out front, 10 to shoot. Cleveland out of a double team. And the 3 from the front is good for Jalen Blackman.
One of the very few good, clean opportunities that the Hurricanes have gotten on the offensive end of the floor. It was a slow rotation by the Blue Devils. And because of that, Malawach will be checking back into the game with the next dead ball.
Here's Knipple. Just going to work here in this first half. And another one away. Rattled off. Gumba tried to tap it out. Miami the long lead. Kidd the catch. Collects and scores.
Smart play by Lynn Kidd.
Yep.
Cooper Flagg trying to track him down and block the shot. The pump fake gets Cooper in the air. And an easy bucket for Lynn Kidd, who's having himself quite the first half here.
21-point Blue Devil lead. Proctor is scoreless in this first half, Corey. Knipple is not. Flagg a three. Rattles in.
Why not? Everybody else is doing it.
Yep.
Might as well get involved in the action. He's been the guy sharing it for the majority of the first half. Now he's the recipient.
I keep thinking how well Notre Dame shot it in here on Saturday. Duke's got the same vibe in this opening 20 here tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Notre Dame got off to a late start shooting it, though. They were down 14-0 to start the game before they started to get hot.
Duke's got 11 threes in 17 attempts in the first half. And they can finish the frame with another if they choose here. Flagg against Brandon Johnson with 10 seconds. Knipple out. Here's Flagg for Proctor on the drive. 2-1 with the left hand partially blocked, and there's the horn. Number 3 Duke has been as good as advertised in the first half.
Well, I've always said this is a great shooting gym. And the Blue Devils are proving me to be right here tonight.
Off to Kevin Connors at halftime. And on a Tuesday night, we welcome you back to the West Campus of Duke University inside Cameron Indoor Stadium. Number 3 Duke in front of Miami, and our E-Trade game track brought to you by E-Trade from Morgan Stanley. And Cooper Flagg's responsible for better than half of Duke's points, but Knipple has been the scoring star, Corey.
He absolutely has. Cooper Flagg is actually responsible for the same amount of points as Miami has in this game, 26 with his scoring and his distributing the basketball. Lynn Kidd having a very good first half, 14 points for him, but he has been all of the offense for the Hurricanes.
Well, when we started the ball game, we talked about how good Duke was defensively. There's ways to look at what they're doing defensively and then where they go offensively, too.
Well, this has been the calling card for them in the first half of the season. The offense is catching up, but they've been a great defensive team all year long. As you see their ability to switch 1 through 5, a 7-footer guarding a 5'10" guy on the perimeter, but moving extremely well. And watch how each and every player is on a string. All the different rotations, taking away everything as the shot clock goes down, ends up being a tough opportunity at the end of a turnover. But now we go to what they've been doing on the offensive end of the floor here tonight. Sharing the basketball, finding the open guy, and giving up good shots for great shots. The one more to the corner, Caleb Foster finds Cooper Flagg, who knocks down the 3. And as Cooper Flagg continues to be even more aggressive attacking the paint, he's got shooters all around him to choose from. They've knocked down 11 threes in the first half.
Well, Flagg and the Blue Devils hitting 11 threes in this first half in 17 tries. And they have got a 24-point lead as Miami starts the second half with the ball.
And you see Miami intent on getting the basketball back into the hands of Lynn Kidd. If you're Bill Courtney right now, do you come back from 24 down? The likelihood is not great, especially here on the road, but you want to work on things that help you moving forward. As we see Jalil Bethea get into the painted area with the nice mid-range pull-up.
And you look at the bigger game here from Miami, Corey. A loss here tonight puts them at 0-6 in the ACC with SMU at Coral Gables on Saturday.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, but when you consider the fact that you can take some things away, what did you have success against? Well, the best team in the country on this. Colin Malawas comes up with another putback for him, and he's had a strong start to this game as well.
Yeah, he's got 8 points now on his 4th field goal. Malawatch is a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor, along with 7 rebounds, well 8 if you count the follow there.
Yeah, and of course had his second double-double of the season last time out, 19 points, which was a career high, and 10 rebounds. So he's continuing to become more and more comfortable in his minutes.
Malawatch's numbers kind of got lost, you know, just slightly.
You mean by the Cooper Flagg assist total?
No, by the Cooper Flagg scoring total. So the 3 by Miami, made by Swartz, is his second of the ball game. He's got 8. Yeah. The assist total wasn't bad either.
Yes, career high 7 assists for Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was talking about that, though.
No, they weren't.
He may blow through that one here this evening as well.
Yeah. There's Flag on the catch. Skip for, look at the ball movement here again. Knippel back for Flag. Extra pass. Proctor skips for James at the shot clock buzzer. They took 2 or 3 extras, huh?
Yeah, a little too unselfish right now. See, passing is contagious. When you get guys wanting to share the basketball, John Shire letting his guys know, hey, it's okay to shoot it. Of course, John Shire was a big-time shooter, so he would absolutely want to shoot that.
Byron, what do you hear from John Shire down there as he talks to his team?
Well, the guys, as they were coming out, they were saying first four, make sure you maintain the intensity. John Shire said we have to continue to share the ball. He said he wants to keep playing the game the right way, but he mentioned Lynn Wood, and he said we have to do more to slow him down because these are the kinds of things that we're going to have to continue to build on, especially with Malik Brown out going forward.
Foul on Knippel. I think the Malik Brown scenario, John Shire, I thought, was very candid with us today, guys, about the chemistry of the minutes, the players that would be involved, and how much Malik Brown means to who they are defensively when he's healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Malik Brown is the reason why Duke is so versatile defensively. He can blow screens up, he can blitz, he can also switch and guard one-on-one. And Malik Brown is probably mostly responsible for the biggest win the Blue Devils have had this year, beating #1 Auburn here on this floor. He was the only guy that could come in and slow down Janai Broome that allowed the Blue Devils to get their biggest win of the year.
So with Brown out of the lineup for at least the admitted time, it's going to be interesting to see Duke grow defensively.
Here's our women's basketball Sunday afternoon doubleheader. Stanford takes on number 16 Duke at 1 Eastern on ESPN2. Then number 2 South Carolina hosts number 13 Oklahoma at 3 Eastern on ESPN. Should be another great afternoon of women's hoops.
And the ACC, of course, is having an unbelievable year. Hannah Hidalgo playing for Neil Ivey at Notre Dame, Corey. Holy smokes.
But I tell you what, Olivia Miles back.
Yep.
You're talking about an elite backcourt with the 2 of them.
4th field goal for Flag. He's got 10. 21-point Blue Devil lead.
If you're Miami right now, is keep chipping away. Find things that allow you to be successful. Of course, getting the basketball in this guy's hands. Lynn Kidd has been successful for them throughout the evening.
Kidd with a right hand fell off the front of the rim for Malawatch.
But how about Malawatch not only defending, but still finishing the play off, going and getting a defensive rebound?
Knippel out of the corner, another 3. 21 now on his 8th field goal for Knippel.
Not sure how he can continue to be open. When you get back and get matched up, number 7 should be absolutely at the top of your list. The guys to find along the 3-point line.
Tough shot for Blackman. Quick outlet, here's Flag. Open floor. Knippel's feeling it here. Up against Kidd, draws the foul. Second on Lynn Kidd. First of the half on Miami. Myron?
You know, Knippel played in a men's league that his dad has run for the last 20 years. Went up against a bunch of former D1 guys, D2 guys when he was just 15 years old. Ben Bruss played at Wisconsin, and he was in that league. And he said he hip-checked Knippel early in his career to kind of test him a little bit. And he said he was surprised that Knippel came back and continued to fight at that age. He said that's when he knew that he had a bright future and that he was a lot tougher than maybe he looked.
Tell you what, he is he's not far back at number 2, Corey.
No, not at all. And you know what? I'll take exception to that. Why is it that Knippel doesn't look tough? I'm sure Con would say he looks pretty tough.
Freshman from Milwaukee is having quite a night. He's got 22 now in the ball game. Cleveland. Here's Schwartz. Kidd on the roll, and Cleveland with 10 to shoot. Pushes up a 3. And the rebound for Flag.
That's another tough shot. And then, of course, Duke finishing the defensive possession with the defensive board.
Flag will spin, lost the handle on it. Malawatch had a shot at it. Here's Cleveland. Matthew Cleveland splits the 2, put it up, rejected by Flag, but a whistle and a foul from Clarence Armstrong. It's going to be on Knippel.
Well, I tell you what, you're looking at a few guys on this list right now here who had great performances here so far this evening. 3 top 10 mock draft picks in Duke's freshman lineup.
Well, you hear all about Cooper Flagg on Saturday. Well, welcome to Tuesday night in Con Knipple.
Con Knipple putting on an exhibition from beyond the arc. 5 of 7 shooting to 3 and got off to an early start. And you love the WD when they don't touch the rim. Most of the time, the net is just up there to be something for him to look at as he continues to light it on fire. Con Knipple getting the job done. 22 points for him, still 15:37 remaining.
Matthew Cleveland to the line. First point of the night for the senior transfer from Atlanta. He's got a pair, and here comes Paul Jobay to replace Cleveland. Now, if you follow basketball and you follow the ACC in particular, you know that the day after Christmas, Jim Larrañaga called it a career 14 seasons at Miami, 41 as a head coach, and nearly 750 wins. And now Miami going to stay man here as Caleb Foster's back on the floor for Jon Scheyer with almost 5 minutes gone second half. What a 3. Flagg wide open. Back rim miss by Staten McCray. Austin Schwartz is a freshman. Brandon Johnson, who's from Raleigh, transferred in from East Carolina to Miami. And Lynn Kidd's been their best player offensively in this. Maybe their best player at both ends of the floor, quite frankly.
But as a perimeter player playing against the Blue Devils, there seems to be no room as we get an opportunity to go back and give our guy Jim Larrañaga his flowers. Of course, hired on April 22nd, 2011, the winningest coach in school history at the University of Miami. Multiple ACC championships, 3, 2 regular season and 1 tournament championship, and also an Elite 8 and Final 4 along the way. The only coach in Division I to have 100 conference wins at 3 separate schools. Let's get that man in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Flag the miss out of the corner. Miami foul. And the Canes commit the foul on Lynn Kidd. It's his 3rd. And of course, Larrañaga, we said, resigned day after Christmas. And Miami's been 0-4 since. Foster trying to get on the board. Strong drive from the rim for Caleb Foster's first point.
And maybe that can get Caleb Foster going. 0 for 3 against Notre Dame last time out. That's his first basket of the game. And in a different role, started out the year as the starting point guard for the Blue Devils. Sion James taking over that role. But Duke is going to need Caleb Foster to be able to find his offense for them to be successful this season. One of the keys for them to be successful is having everyone involved in the action.
So the foul was on Knipple. It'll be his 3rd. Corey, the Larrañaga retirement brings to mind the storyline of the ACC, and you know we all knew one day this might happen. We just didn't know how staggering the departures would be in some respect,
and the effect that it would have on the league when you consider, of course, not only the 3 Hall of Famers and Coach K, Coach Boeheim, and Coach Williams retiring, but also Jim Larrañaga, who should be, and Tony Bennett, who was absolutely on his way on that path. So it's a different game. It's a different league right now, especially without those 5 coaches.
You see all those wins and all those NCAA tournament appearances. Kick out, Flagg, a 3 from the front is good.
Cooper Flagg shooting over 50% from 3 is his shooting coach, my guy Ralph, getting the credit for Cooper over Christmas break, getting back in the gym. Talked to his mom about it. She said he just needed a mental reset to remember who he is. And I tell you what, he absolutely found out over the break because he has been lights out ever since.
That ball got deflected away. Last touch by Sion James. And another look here.
And Sion James attacking the paint. Cooper Flagg doing a great job relocating to the spot. as we see Mom Kelly holding up her threes. And Ralph, proud of his work. I text Kelly and said, wait a minute. So now Ralph is, because Kelly always tells me Cooper gets his game from her. And so I said, so Ralph is a shooting coach, and she tells me apparently he is. Begrudgingly, she said it.
Here's a lead for Gillis, and Schwartz makes the steal. Staten McCray the other way with a triple. And it rattles in for Miami. A.J. Staten McCray.
Another guy that the Hurricanes need to get going. Again, there's a lot of talent on this Miami team. They're playing without a point guard. However, there's a lot of talent. And if they can find a way to get connected and playing together, they can make some waves. They can get some wins in the ACC. There's more than enough offensive talent on this side.
And the turnover here is Kyrie Huey, who's on the floor for the first time this year playing tonight for Miami, came up with the loose change. Staten McCray, baseline Brandon Johnson here. Kick out, and the long three bounds away for Johnson. Flag ahead for Foster. Into traffic, Caleb Foster, and flag with the follow, and almost tapped it home. Here go the Canes the other way now. Huey lost it on the dribble. Gillis the turnover for Miami. And now Sion James strong to the basket. And that's just his second field goal, but John Shire uses that word connector that Myron referred to earlier. James does so many other things.
Absolutely. Sion James, Malik Brown, those are the two guys that John Shire identified as the connectors for this team. But you and I watched Sion James and Mason Gillis work out pregame, and I tell you what, I wasn't sure if they were getting ready for a game or getting ready for the NFL Combine. You're talking about two guys who are definitely mature physically.
That's going to bring us to a timeout. Duke's ball when we come back. Hey, Corey, by the way, Mom and Dad watched the throw here and the interception. The report card after the game going to be tough here. Tomorrow night, NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. Countdown gets you going at 6:30. And then Jalen Brunson and the Knicks take on the Sixers at 7. And then the Warriors finish up their 4-game road trip against the Ant-Man and the Timberwolves.
Ant-Man with 40 last night continues to play great basketball, shooting the three extremely well. Look at 42%, actually shooting better than Steph Curry from beyond the arc. So it'll be entertaining basketball tomorrow night.
9 minutes gone in this second half. Duke's been in firm control almost from the jump. Foster couldn't win it at the rim. Kick out for Proctor. James clutched on one. Boys, he is a load on the bounce. And there's Gumbo on the follow for his first basket.
Yeah, and Gumbo getting involved on the offensive end of the floor. And that's another area where he can help the Blue Devils. Just as we saw Malwatch a number of times coming up with offensive rebounds. When guys are driving to the rim, the big man's responsibility is to clean up the mess. If you take away a shot blocker, you get an easy one.
Here's Staten McCray for Kidd on the baseline. Left that short. Proctor the rebound. For Patrick Gumbo, 6'11" freshman. He's from Manassas in Northern Virginia. Part of that talented Paul the 16 last year in the Commonwealth.
And also part of the team takeover Peach Jam championship team, coached by my guy Jamil Jones, along with Darren Harris on the Duke bench right now. Donnie Freeman at Syracuse. That team was stacked.
Yep, there's Jalen Blackman. Tell you what, if Miami could get Blackman going offensively, that would help Lynn Kidd inside and give Bill Courtney a little bit more of a reliable punch on the perimeter.
Yeah, but speaking of reliable punch, they've been able to rely on Matthew Cleveland for the last 6 games, but he hasn't even scored in this game as Gunga gets another opportunity. Soft hands for him around the rim, a promising.
4 points for Gumba. Corey, how much of his increased time is going to be driven by points. It's got to be other things too, right?
No, it would absolutely be other things. It's going to be defending, it's going to be rebounding, and of course giving another big body for them to be able to give Malawach more rest. So and John Shire told us, with no Malik Brown, they're going to have to find something new. And I believe that they've done that here, not only with Gumba getting more comfortable, but also Mason Gillis on the floor playing smaller with him at the 5 spot and how his space is out the floor in their three-point shooting.
Yeah. Here's Kidd trying to find a pivot and does. Lynn Kidd, first points of the second half, give him 16 now, all on field goals.
I would say this is the most aggressive I've ever seen Lynn Kidd. Yeah. He's continued to try to be aggressive on the offensive end when he's gotten the basketball in his hands, regardless as to who's guarding.
27-point lead for the Blue Devils in this 10-game win streak. 7 of the wins have been by 20 or more. James, back rim miss. And here's Blackman beating Foster to the front court. Jobert. Huey on the lob for Kidd. Gillis and Gumba both there to defend him. Staten McCray from the corner. Boy, look at Foster challenge for the rebound. Last touched by the Canes. It'll go to Duke when we continue tonight. Lynn Kidd has been the central offensive figure tonight from Miami. 16 of their 42. Duke lead is 27. ACC women's basketball presented by Ally Thursday night gets you started in South Bend, Indiana. Number 17 Georgia Tech at number 3 Notre Dame, and then Cal 18th in the country beats number 16 Duke. Carol Lawson's crew here at 8 o'clock. It's on ACC Network and streaming live for you on the ESPN app. Here tonight at Cameron, we have seen Duke dial it up from behind the three-point line, Corey, and the Blue Devils have not looked back. They have 69-42.
But only 2 made three-point field goals in the second half. They did the majority of the damage at the first half, made 11 threes early in this game. But the defense has continued to be stingy.
And a foul on Brandon Johnson as Cooper Flagg went contending for the loose ball in the front court area. It's been interesting to kind of dig in a little bit on the Blue Devils and where they are. And Bill Courtney, I really enjoyed our visit talking to him, Corey, but it also stems back to the fact that Bill was there with Jim Larinaga, who did such a great job. And the thing we showed a moment ago, 140-some NCAA tournament appearances by those guys.
Yeah, I mean, and again, when you think about that, but you also consider the 10 national championships between those coaches, the countless Final Fours. And so there's a changing of the guard, from the ACC coaches. And Bill Courtney put in a tough spot. I mean, again, midway through the season to try to come in and right the ship. It's a difficult position to be in. But he appreciates the way that his guys have continued to fight each and every game.
Yep. Isaiah Evans into the front court. And Knippel back to work here. Quick look from Malawach. Going to work on Johnson with the left hand. Oh, man.
He started doing that. Watch out. Again, we know he's skilled, but we haven't seen that yet. Already a double-double. The second consecutive double-double for Malawach. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Yeah, I also wonder if we maybe took for granted how good some of those coaches were, guys, and just what it takes to get to that level and to be consistent for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I think now that they're gone, we're seeing what that means and the impact that those coaches made.
And Myron, I can tell you right now, I'm sure that there are some that took it for granted. But Wes Durham and I have been in this league for, how long have you been around now?
In a professional role for 30 years.
Professional role for me now 16, but of course 35 years in the ACC. We absolutely did not take those guys for granted, simply because the excellence that the ACC has been forever, a lot of it of course starts with the great Dean Smith at North Carolina, but you've got to give Mike Krzyzewski a tremendous amount of credit. To me, he is on the Mount Rushmore of college basketball coaches.
There's the shot clock violation off the air ball by Bethea. So Myron, I think the other part about this is, and you see this from a national perspective, Jon Scheyer has done about as good a job as anybody could have hoped in following Mike Krzyzewski. I think we can say the same for Hubert Davis. How this works at Miami, how this goes at Virginia, how this, ultimately works out at some other spots, I think that's the thing we have to look forward to, right, Corey?
I believe that's the case, but when you also consider that it's a different landscape, NIL and the transfer portal changed the game. So when you consider what was the ACC, it's a different standing that you have to look up to.
Watch the don't follow.
Yeah, I also wonder, fellas, how many coaches are going to stick around until they're 65, 70 in this landscape? I don't know what the future is, but I talk to a lot of younger coaches who say they're not going to be lifers. They're not going to do this for 30 years because it's so intense right now just to maintain a team.
But, Myron, I'll ask you this question. As you say that, how many of those coaches will actually have the opportunity? In today's game, where it's it's a microwave society, so if it's not instant success, you don't get as long of an opportunity, correct?
That's fair. That's a part of it too. I know a coach last year who was in the portal and he hadn't done his scout yet for a game that night. That's how hard it is to do the job today, fellas.
Shot rolls off the back iron. There's Miami's night in a nutshell. Blue Devils 34-point lead here. Slapped away on the turnover. Lead for Lynn Kidd, and he'll flush it with Knipple defending. 18 for Kidd now. Corey, Duke's getting ready to win for the 11th time and maybe the 8th time and then 11 straight by 20 or more.
Yeah, their scoring margin is plus 20.
Yeah.
As Cooper Flagg now picks up his 6th turnover of the game. That's the one thing he has not done extremely well throughout this one. But you mentioned that Duke now with the 2nd longest winning streak in the country behind a member of this conference, the Big 12. We got a big matchup tonight. Baylor visiting Arizona. But of course, Iowa State out of the Big 12 with the longest winning streak in the country at 11 games.
Well, what a terrific league they've got again this year. Front rim miss by Johnson. Here's Knipple on the outlet for Isaiah Evans, who lays it in. 8 for Evans now.
And how about 4 freshmen and a senior, a graduate transfer senior on the floor right now playing the 5. And Jon Scheyer experimenting with Mason Gillis. And again, Lynn Kidd's going to be able to score over the top of Gillis, but he's not going to go through him. Mason Gillis is strong as anyone you're going to find on the floor, standing his ground up against a guy that has about a 5-inch height advantage.
And a timeout, under 4 break. And watch Common Malawatch here on the follow. Back after this. All right, Kevin, thanks. Boog and Jay Will standing by in the desert tonight.
The opportunity to see Caleb Love, who had success in this building. Very few people had as much success in this building as Caleb Love. I believe he has 3 wins here, 2 with North Carolina and another one with Arizona.
Dead ball contact, technical foul on red number 2. Duke with 2 shoot shots, and we'll play from there.
So you heard Clarence Armstrong just say dead ball contact technical foul on Brandon Johnson.
I missed that.
I think that's what he just said on the.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I missed it in live action.
Right.
It must have happened once we were going to timeout.
So Foster hit a couple of free throws on that.
We did see the conversation between Clarence Armstrong and Bill Courtney. We knew Bill Courtney was upset about something.
Yeah. And it must have been either right as we went to the break. So a technical foul on Brandon Johnson, and Duke the ball. Kick out, 3 at the front, Gillis.
That's the problem when you play a guy like Mason Gillis at the 5 spot. That means that centers are going to have to guard him on the offensive end of the floor. Great design, great execution by John Shire to be able to get Gillis a look. He's actually not having to play the 5 right now as Gungba's back on the floor. But Gillis has had a great evening from beyond the arc as well.
3 ball for Schwartz is good. He's now got 11 in the ball game. That's his 3rd triple of the night. Kid's got 20 to lead Miami. Just 6 though in this second half. Meanwhile, seemingly everybody but John Shire's hit a 3 for the Blue Devils. And here's Caleb Foster trying to add to the total.
John Shire's hit nothing. A nice effort by Gumba.
Yeah.
Going after the offensive rebound. As we see earlier, this is what actually happened.
Wow.
Okay, it's to swing through with the right arm. The officials going back and watching that after the play once we got to a dead ball and assessing the technical foul on Johnson as Caleb Foster's able to knock down the 3 ball.
Told you, everybody's getting in on it.
And I think John Shire's made enough threes to where he doesn't need to get any tonight. I think he's got his fair share.
And there's going to be a foul, I believe, on Gillis with 2 minutes and change to go. Don't forget, we hope you'll take an opportunity to help folks affected by the California wildfires here as we've started 2025. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. The video from Southern California is just unbelievable.
It absolutely is. WD, I got married in Malibu, and my wife actually sent me a video of what Pacific Coast Highway looks like right now, and you can only just keep everyone there affected in your prayers.
Yep.
As my guy Spencer Hubbard, of course, from Southern California, I'm sure thinking a lot about his family and friends back home.
And J.J. Redick, of course, the former Duke star, who's now the coach of the Lakers. He and his family were renting a house in that area, and that house has been destroyed.
You know, and I heard J.J. talking about that, and again, you know, him talking about his son's art project.
Yep.
And, you know, the things that you can't replace. And, you know, I mean, you feel for so many different people going through that.
Just staggering the video that you see from California. Harris is going to be fouled on the jump shot by Bethea. Jalil's first. And that's 5-6 now on Miami.
And the crowd here not happy about, I believe that they're going to go over and look at this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Because this one may have been even more than what we saw on the technical foul. The wind-up from Jalil Bethea,
yep.
And it looks as though it made contact with the head of Darren Harris. As you see the wind-up coming here, the swipe through, and that's across the head. The contact above the shoulders could possibly be a flagrant one when the officials come away from the monitor.
Yeah. And a little more turbulence to the night for Bill Courtney. And so Tim Clockerty and Clarence Armstrong are at the table to look at this.
After review, common foul.
Common foul. So a couple of free throws for Darren Harris.
Not mad at that at all. And again, he was swiping at the basketball. He does make contact above the shoulders, but I can appreciate the officiating right now coming back with that just being a common foul. Shoot your 2 shots and keep playing on.
Yep. So Harris will go to the line. 6'6" freshman from Herndon, Virginia. This will be just his 12th and 13th free throw attempts of the year. And his first point of the night.
A young man that is going to be really good at Duke. As our guy Spencer Hubbard gets onto the floor, the only player on the Duke roster under 6'5". But of course a fan favorite here amongst the Cameron Crazies.
21st career game for Hubbard out of Harvard Westlake in the LA area.
Matthew Cleveland still without a field goal in this game. 2 points for him at the free throw stripe. Comes in averaging 20 points per game over his last 6.
Brandon Johnson. Soft turnaround off the baseline. He's got a half dozen. And the crowd whoops it up for Hubbard. As we go inside of a minute. Cam Sheffield and Neil Begovic are at the table as well for Duke. Here goes Hubbard on the drive. No kick out for Foster's three. Got it.
And Spencer makes the right play, but the crowd didn't want to see that. They wanted to see him get a shot in the air. Everyone went until Caleb Foster knocks down the three, getting my guy Spencer Hubbard the assist. As he attacks the basket off the bounce, gets into the paint, the nice find at the last minute, and Caleb Foster knocking down his second three as everyone up celebrating the dime from Spencer Hubbard. You know what I love most?
What's that?
The smallest guy got the biggest number, 55. I love it.
Yeah. Shot clock's off. Duke's going to win for an 11th straight time. And Corey for an 8th time in that 11 games, about 20 plus. They have a season-high 25 assists, and they're going to win by 35 tonight.
They have shared the basketball extremely well. It started from the opening tip and continued throughout the entire game. This is a team that's very well connected on both ends of the floor. And Jon Scheyer has a lot of hope in what this team can do moving forward.
Best win streak in 6 years. Blue Devils 89, Hurricanes 54 tonight here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Great to be with Corey Alexander tonight. Always under the wonderful production of Kim Belton, our director tonight, Adam Bryant. Blue Devils impressive to stay atop the ACC at 7-0 and 15-2 overall. Great to be with Corey Alexander. Here's Kevin Cotter, Seth Greenberg, and Sean Farnham.